Welcome to folks. We're live in the Ponzi ERGO, Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Got a little bit of balsam here this morning. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Probably turn the old tunes off so I don't get a appreciate you guys watching the live here. I hope you're having a good day. And throughout the live here, if you have any questions, if you're watching live, add up. Otherwise, comment. I try to get back to everybody. See, the speed of the harvester head is pretty fast. We're running a C4 crane with an H7 harvester head. Tip it up here. I'll give you guys a little quick tutorial. Alright, see the three wheels that are spinning, those are what pushes the wood through the harvester head. We've got the knives that just closed, as well as the rollers. So those squeeze the tree and pull it up into that harvester head. And then we got the saw that cuts it off. There's a little independent wheel on a giant spring mechanism up inside the harvester head as well. Now what that does is there's a sensor in there. The computer reads that sensor as pulses, and I calibrate that sensor into set increment, and then it stops where I program it to stop. So everything is measured out by the harvester head for me. Some of you watchers might be loggers and you might already know that, but there's people that like to watch the videos that don't, so. Everybody from that's watching. We've got 6 folks tuning in at the moment. What I'm doing right now is there's all this little small dead and dying stuff. I'm just kind of cutting it, getting out of my way, so that I can make piles of wood without having a bunch of gnarly twigs and stuff in it. The mill don't want a bunch of nasty twigs and useless junk and weight going into the mill, so I missed it. A little one grab next to it. There we are. Ourselves a hardwood tree here. See if I can't turn the camera for you guys a little bit to get a better view. This tree's kind of bumpy and a little bit rotten, so this tree will be made into pulpwood. Pulpwood is made into paper in the end. That's why I cut that one. She's falling apart on us. Yep, not even worth putting in the pile. Falling right to bits. see me take chunks of wood off the bottom end of some of these trees. The reason for that is it's too rotten. It won't make pulpwood. Or in other instances, it's I'm trying to make it into a grade timber so it can be made into something more profitable, as well as just why waste something that can be made into something better, you know. A few more balsam trees here again. Now here in Michigan we have a disease, it's a bug going around. I'm certain it's other places as well, called the budworm. The budworm eats the new green growth of the spruce and balsam trees in our area, and that's one of the reasons we're cutting this property. It's been decimated by this bug, and it's dying. So we're kind of salvaging this property before it completely falls down and is worthless to the landowner, as well as needs to be cleaned up still to be not only a usable property but inhabitable by certain species. Brand new from the factory, one of these is going to run you in the realm of $800,000. Now, this machine is a 2009. It's certainly not worth that much now. It's no different than buying a used car. So to pick this machine up right now, I'm not even certain. I'm just going to give you a ballpark. Somewhere between $100,000 and $300,000, depending on the shape of the machine, the hours on it, you know. 300 probably a little on the high end for one that's sold. So they're not cheap. Maintenance and breakdowns are costly, but you know, production is of key there. You can see if you were to cut this with a chainsaw, you'd be here a year. It's just it's not that great of timber. But with this machine, I can go through it relatively fast, cover ground, and reclimate this property into something useful again. In the process, at least paying the bills. There we go. If you guys got any other questions, certainly feel free to ask. I don't mind answering. Gives me something to chat about. Makes me less boring. Home for you here, guys. You guys hear that beep? Sometimes I beat the machine to the beep. I'm on Windows 7 on this machine. But that beep is it telling me it's been set or stopped at the set increment that I want the machine to cut that tree for me with my pre-selection. Selection meaning different tree species and lengths for different sorts. Stuff that's got to get put underneath my tires because it's so rotten and falling down. See, when this timber is shipped to the mill, I handle the tree. Porter comes, puts it in a pile at the landing, or a truck can come pick it up and haul it to the mill, and then it's ran to a color, and it's washed and then ground into pulp. But if it doesn't make it through that to the grinding process and it falls to pieces, the mill is buying something that's not worth anything to them. So I got to make sure that the trees are sound enough to last through that. Got a few questions there. Different species of trees are worth more. Yes, that is the case. Different species are worth more. Maple's going to be worth more simply because when you do find a grade log, a veneer maple log can be worth a significant amount of money. Cedar's worth more than balsam because it has a natural property where it resists rot. Definitely different species are worth more. Do I leave the tree trash, useless material, to return to the ground, or do you chip it up? Here we leave it. Stumps are left too. Stumps kind of hold the ground together for us here. Not only keeping the machine out of the mud if it is wet, but to kind of prevent erosion. So yeah, all of the non-marketable pulse timber is left to for reclamation. That's a good question. There are some crews around that chip, but generally speaking, unless you were set up prior to, I don't know, 2010, it doesn't pay. Guys, I'm going to answer a phone call here and end this live. Appreciate everyone watching. Have a good day.